Hello and welcome back. I am very clearly filming this on the same day as I made my last video. May even post it on the same day. Don't know. May wait a little bit and just see. But in my last video I did just a quick NaNoWriMo update and what I was reading, and I thought that it is the 23rd of November and I've already planned my December TBR, and while I'm in the mood to film something I may as well film my December TBR. I haven't got very many Christmas books, and I really originally wanted to just read a whole bunch of Christmas books, but I have like one that is specifically a Christmas book and maybe a few others that mention Christmas in it, but I thought that it would be a really good chance to just get through some books that have been on my TBR for ages, or books that I took from my parents' bookshelf and want to read, because I thought it would probably be good to read them so I can put them back on their shelf before they get too mad. So before we dawdle too much, let's get into it. In no particular order, may I say. First we have All Quiet on the Western Front. I think everyone's heard of this book. I couldn't actually tell you specifically what it was about, except that I know it's about the First World War. I saw this at my dad's house the other day on his little bookshelf and I just picked it up. Didn't tell him, so that's why it is probably one of the first ones that I'm going to read so that I can get it back to him. I don't think he'll notice because it's in like a spare room, but still, All Quiet on the Western Front. Next I have one that has been on my TBR list for so long, and that is Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I really want to get my own copy of this book because I've seen some gorgeous ones around, and also I think it's going to be one that I love and I feel like it's just a good book to have, but this is just an old copy that I found on my mum's shelf. Next is The Turn of the Screw. Again, this is just one that I found on my mum's shelf that I hear everyone talking about. This has a whole bunch of other stories in it, but I think at least for December I'm just going to read The Turn of the Screw, and if I finish all of the other books on my TBR then I might go back and read this at the end of December. Otherwise I might come back to it if I like it, but I just think that The Turn of the Screw is something that I really want to get through. Next we have a book that is non-fiction, which I don't read much of but really wish I could, and they made a documentary based on the book which I saw about half of and thought was super cool, and that is The Bang Bang Club by, oh yeah, I haven't been saying who these are by. It is by Greg Martinovich and Joa Silva, and basically it's just about it's written by like those two people were in this group of photographers who went to, sorry, where did they go? South Africa, and it was a really rough time, and they were just a whole bunch of photographers that went there, and it sounds super cool, and the documentary was amazing, and I really want to go back and rewatch it after I read this, and it just seems like a good one. The next I have, sorry, it's under a pile, oh my god, it's stuck, is Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee. I think this is gorgeous. It's my mum's, but I really do want to read it. I haven't actually read To Kill a Mockingbird in its entirety by myself. My mum read it to me when I was little, and I tried to read it a while ago and then lost my copy, but I found it again. But I definitely want to read Go Set a Watchman, and I think on that note that if I do finish Take Three Girls, I mean, I will finish it before the end of November, but I think that if I finish it in the next few days, I'm going to try and read To Kill a Mockingbird. I don't know if I'm going to start completely from the start or if I'm going to start from where I left off when I lost it, because I do turn the pages over when I read books, and the page is turned over like here, so I've only got that much left to read, so I know I'll definitely at least get through that. I might reread the whole thing and then read Go Set a Watchman as like the first book that I read so that it follows on very nicely, but either way I may read that, but I definitely will read Go Set a Watchman because I've heard interesting things about it. Next is a recent purchase, which is Queen of Shadows? Yes, Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas. I started reading this series at the start of this year and then decided that I wanted to buy all the books in the series and didn't have any money, so stopped reading them. And then I borrowed Empire of Storms from the library and finished it this month. I read it this month actually, and I really liked it, and then I was going to reward myself for NaNoWriMo, so I went out and bought Queen of Shadows, and it's a huge book really, but it is larger print than the smaller than the paperback versions of it, So I think that because the font is large, even though the book itself is larger than Empire of Storms, I think I'll be able to get through it quicker just because it is going to be easier to read. Anyway, so I'm excited to get into that and then finish the rest of the series next year. Whew. And then read other things by Sarah J Maas. Finally, my last two things are kind of seasonal and things that I read every year. Okay, so I had 2 more books to film for this TBR, and then my phone overheated because I wasn't thinking, and I'm sitting outside and I had it sitting right in the sun, so I'm just gonna hold my phone. Where's the camera? There we go. No, I'll just keep it like that. Sorry. I will just hold my phone for the last 2 books. Anyway, so the last 2 books are seasonal, and the first one is My True Love Gave to Me, which is edited by Stephanie Perkins. It's a collection of short stories that are all Christmas related, and I got it for Christmas. No, I didn't get it for Christmas. I got it a few days before. Did I? I got it for Christmas a few years ago and read it immediately afterwards. And then in the years since, I've just been reading it in the 12 days leading up to Christmas, because it does have 12 short stories in it, and I love it. And I don't think I'm ever going to get bored of the short stories because they're just a little bit gorgeous. And then the next one, which is also edited by Stephanie Perkins and is also a collection of 12 short stories, is Summer Days and Summer Nights. And I think I got this one also for Christmas last year. There we go, there's the cover, it's gorgeous. I got this for Christmas last year and didn't read it because I thought I was going to read it in the first 12 days of January and then the last 12 days of summer, because I live down in Australia, so summer is when Christmas is. And then I never did. And then this year, just in the middle of the year, like last month, I think, or maybe the month before that, I got a little bit bored and I think I read 3 of them, even though it was not the season for it. But this year I plan on reading them in the first 12 days. So I'm going to be reading that at the very start of December side by side with whichever other book I choose. And then that'll finish on the 12th of December, which is just in time for me to start My True Love Gave to Me, which will bring me right up to Christmas Day, which is going to be super awesome. I haven't read, as I said, I haven't read all of the short stories in that, but the ones that I have read, I have loved. Okay, so that is my TBR for January. I don't know how many books it is. Wait, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 8 books. And Queen of Shadows is really large. Ghost Set of Watchmen is... They're decent sized books, although I did read 8 books this month, including Empire of Storms, so maybe I have hope for finishing them all and maybe getting another book for myself on Boxing Day, or getting a book for Christmas and reading that as well. We can hope. We can hope. Anyway, that is my update. I will see you later.